Have you ever felt like you knew a place or situation from somewhere else, like you'd been there before? This interesting feeling, which is sometimes called déjà vu, could be the start of something much deeper. It's quite a puzzle, right? But what if there's more to it than just random events? What if these emotions were signs of the many journeys our souls have taken in our past lives? Through her groundbreaking work in the field of past life regression, Dolores Cannon made it possible for us to think that we may have lived more than one life. This investigation will look into Cannon's idea of reincarnation, find the signs of our soul's reincarnations, and see how this knowledge can help us in this life. This trip is more than just an interest in history. It's about using what we've learned from the past to make our path to the future better. They allow souls to keep moving between different dimensions of time and reality. But are these ideas just made up in people's heads, or do they hold the keys to our spiritual growth? People usually don't believe in past lives because they think they are made up in their minds. Together, my personal experiences and Dolores Cannon's deep revelations paint a different picture. Imagine that your soul is a vast river of consciousness that flows through many lives, each one shaping your essence. This journey doesn't happen in a straight line. It happens at the same time in many different realities. Think of your soul as an octopus with tentacles that reach out into different worlds. Each touchpoint is a chance to change and grow. This imagery encourages us to consider the idea that our spiritual journey is both big and linked, showing that the soul has the power to change anything. Today, in this video, I want to share with you all of this information. But you are probably questioning yourself. How can we know if our souls have lived many lives? Let's take a look at these signs. Sign 1. Deep instincts and ancient knowledge. Imagine meeting people who are deeper in their understanding and insight than their chronological age would suggest. When someone's wisdom goes beyond the limits of their specific life experiences, it's often a sign that their soul has lived many lives. This kind of wisdom comes from the soul's journey through different times and places. This huge amount of knowledge we've gathered becomes a part of our spiritual DNA and affects our consciousness and decisions in a subtle way. It's like having a direct line to a library of all knowledge, where every choice we make is based on hundreds of years of experience. You may be getting information about your soul's long journey through time when you're dealing with the difficulties of life that seem to come from somewhere outside of this life. Sign 2. A strong sense of purpose. Another important sign of a reincarnated soul is waking up every day with a burning clarity of purpose, as if you have a big job you're meant to do. Dolores Cannon shed more light on this idea in her studies of past lives by suggesting that people who have had many reincarnations often have a very clear idea of what they want to achieve in this life. This is not a random event. It is the result of learning, improving, and honing skills and lessons for a lifetime. People like this aren't just going through life. They have an insatiable desire to achieve a mission. Someone with a strong sense of purpose doesn't just keep themselves going. It also inspires and guides other people to find their own paths. It's as if their soul has been shaped over many lifetimes to play this particular role in this one. Sign 3. Strange phobias and fears. It's interesting and sometimes confusing when we have fears or phobias that don't seem to have a clear source in this life. Take the example of someone who is very afraid of heights, but has never had a fall or other problem related to heights in their life. Dolores Cannon has done a lot of research into past lives through regression therapy, which shows that these kinds of fears are not random or unfounded. They are leftovers from the lives we've lived before. A fear of heights could come from a past life in which a person died after falling, leaving a scar on their soul that stays with them through all of their lives. Fears and phobias that we have had for a long time are more than just weird psychological things. They are windows into our past that let us face and heal deep-seated wounds. By facing these fears, we can open up parts of our soul's history that help us understand and heal our present selves better. Sign 4. Connect in an instant. One of the most compelling signs of our soul's reincarnated journeys is feeling an immediate, deep connection with someone when you meet them for the first time. People often say that they feel like they've found a piece of themselves in another person. This instant recognition and connection goes beyond normal social interactions. These connections are not random, but are soul recognitions that show how our paths have crossed in past lives. These soulmates, who can be friends, lovers, or even enemies, are very important to our spiritual growth because they push us to heal, grow, and complete our karmic lessons. These deep connections support the idea that our souls travel in groups, running into each other again and again in different lives. Each meeting is a part of our eternal journey. Sign 5. Talents and skills that need no work. It can be confusing to find a natural talent or skill that you're good at without having trained for it. Whether it's a natural talent for music, languages, or a certain sport, these easy skills can help us understand what happened in a past life. When these skills show up in our current lives, they often come naturally, as if they were waking up a part of us that had been sleeping for a long time. This new information not only helps us understand our complex soul better, but it also makes us want to learn more about these skills because they hold the key to reaching our full potential. Being in touch with these natural abilities can lead to both personal happiness and a closer connection with the history of our lives. It supports the idea that we are not just the result of our current situation, but the sum of many lives that have all contributed to the evolution of our soul. Sign 6. You dream about past lives. Dreams that take us to strange places and immerse us in experiences that are very different from our waking lives are powerful signs of our soul's long journey through time. The work of Dolores Cannon makes it clear that these dreams are not just made up by us. They are memories of lives we've lived before. Because our subconscious mind stores memories from all of our past lives, these memories sometimes come back to us in our dreams, showing us who we were in different times and cultures. These vivid dreams often have symbolic meanings that show us unresolved problems or strengths that we've brought into our real lives. We can piece together the story of our soul's evolution by paying attention to the details and feelings that these dreams bring up. This will help us grow and heal in the present. Sign 7. Love for different times and cultures. If you're deeply interested in a time period or culture that you've never lived through or that is very different from your own, it could mean that your soul has lived many lives. Dolores Cannon said that this strange attraction to certain times and places could be a sign of where your soul has been in past lives. Our souls are travelers, not only through space and time, but also through different cultures, to learn and feel more fully alive. This strong connection you feel might be your soul's way of reminding you of all the many lives you've lived and how they've shaped your current interests, passions, and maybe even skills or knowledge you can't explain. Accepting this connection can help you learn more about who you are and what you're here to do, giving you a bigger picture of how your spiritual journey is going. Sign 8. Having empathy is a part of your soul. If you've lived many lives, you naturally understand how other people feel and can carry the world's happiness and sadness as if they were your own. Through the process of reincarnation, Dolores Cannon thought, we develop a wide range of empathy. As long as we live, we will feel a wide range of emotions, from the lowest levels of sadness to the highest levels of happiness. Our souls are strengthened by this accumulation of experience, which lets us connect with others on a deep level. This kind of empathy makes us want to do nice things for other people and try to make the world a better place for everyone. It's a strong reminder that we are all linked and have a part to play in the story of humanity as a whole. Sign 9. You want a real home. People who have old souls often feel a strong longing for a place that is beyond our physical world. According to Dolores Cannon, this longing isn't for a place, but for our spiritual home, the place where our soul comes from. This longing is a message from our deeper selves that reminds us of who we really are beyond this life. This verse talks about how eternal we are and encourages us to connect with the infinite, the divine source from which we all come. This longing for home is a gentle push towards spiritual awakening. It tells us to learn more about our spirituality and reminds us that while we are on this earthly journey, our true home is in the spirit realms, where we are one with the universal consciousness. Sign 10. The mysterious history of birthmarks. For a moment, picture a unique birthmark that is perfectly round and sits right over the heart. People are often amazed and interested by this kind of mark, which is so perfect it stands out. This isn't just a random place. It feels like it has a story to tell that hasn't been told. Through my own journey into past lives, I learned that this mark had a very important meaning that connected me to a life that was very different from my own, hundreds of years ago in colonial South America. As a young man, I was deeply connected to an indigenous tribe and played a protective and mediating role against the oppressive forces of colonizers. This past life was a vivid tapestry of natural beauty, native culture, and a powerful fight for survival against forces that wanted to destroy it. The deep wisdom of the tribe, the rich sounds of the wilderness, and the never-ending work to protect a way of life that was in danger filled my days. Our relationship with the native people was more than just a surface-level one. It was based on a common goal and mutual respect. We stood against the colonization wave as a single unit, even though things were hard. During a fierce battle, the most important event in this past life became very clear. It was this fight that left a mark on my chest. In the middle of the battle, a bullet hit me. The pain of its impact lasted for a long time, and that was the end of my life at that time. This frozen moment wasn't just the end, it was proof of a life lived with conviction, fighting with people I had grown to love like family. As I came out of the regression, the birthmark went from being a mere curiosity to a badge of honor, a sign of my strength, my dedication, and my deep love for the community that had become my own. This mark reminded people of the things they gave up for, a cause bigger than themselves. It was a symbol of what it means to stand up for truth and justice. This look into my past life not only explained the birthmark, but it also gave me a better understanding of the soul's eternal journey through life. It emphasized the idea that the marks on our bodies can be reminders of our past lives, etched into our being as signs of our lasting spirit. If you find a birthmark that tells you a story, think of it as a window into your soul's long journey through many lives. By learning about reincarnation from Dolores canon, we see our lives as parts of a grand story, with each birthmark and intuitive nudge showing us more about our vast existence. We really are much more than the sum of the things we've done so far. We are the product of many lives, each filled with love, lessons, and the desire to grow spiritually. From this point of view, we should look at life with awe, compassion, and a dedication to the way of enlightenment. As we follow the signs of our reincarnated essence, let us remember that we are ancient souls traveling through time and space to learn, be kind, and complete our soul's purpose. Our journey is a web of interconnected lives, with each event adding to what we know and shaping our future. Welcome to this journey with open arms, because the signs of our past lives, like birthmarks, deep-seated intuitions, or memories that we can't explain, are leading us to our true selves. You are an experienced soul starting over on this wonderful journey of self-discovery. Keep each sign close, because it's a piece of the puzzle that is your eternal self, playing out in the big story of life.